The sun dipped low over the peaceful little town of Willow Creek, casting long shadows and washing the quiet streets in a warm, golden-orange glow. The air was cool, tinged with the comforting scent of freshly cut grass and distant chimney smoke. 8-year-old Lily Parker skipped along the worn sidewalk, her small feet barely making a sound against the pavement. She clutched a modest paper bag filled with groceries, just a few essentials her mother had sent her to fetch from the corner store. Though young, Lily was responsible beyond her years, eager to prove her independence. She had always been reliable, always determined to show that she could handle small errands on her own. But tonight, she wasn't alone. Trotting faithfully by her side was Max, her steadfast companion, a noble German shepherd with a sharp mind and an even sharper instinct. But Max was no ordinary pet. He had once been a highly trained K-9 unit, a force to be reckoned with on the field. However, an injury had forced him into early retirement. That was when Lily's father, a dedicated police officer, had brought Max home. From the moment their eyes met, the bond was instant. Max had become more than just a pet. He was Lily's protector, her guardian, her very best friend. As Lily hummed a soft tune, oblivious to any lurking dangers, the distant roar of engines shattered the peace. The low, menacing growl of approaching motorcycles grew louder, sending a ripple of unease through the tranquil town. A notorious gang, known as the Black Reapers, had been causing havoc for weeks, stealing, vandalizing, and intimidating innocent townsfolk. Tonight, they were restless, prowling for trouble, and unfortunately, their eyes had found an unexpected target. One of them, a scruffy man with a jagged scar slashing across his cheek, spotted Lily walking alone. His lips curled into a sneer as he elbowed the biker beside him. "Easy target," he muttered. The others chuckled darkly, their engines slowing as they closed in on the little girl. Like a pack of vultures, they circled her, the growling of their bikes making Lily's heartbeat thunder in her chest. Her fingers tightened around the grocery bag. "Hey, kid," the scar-faced man rasped, his voice rough as gravel. "Where you headed?" Lily took an uneasy step back, her small voice barely above a whisper. "Home." Another biker, taller and more menacing, with a snake tattoo coiled around his thick neck, let out a smirk. "How about you take a little ride with us instead? We'll get you home nice and safe." Terror gripped Lily's stomach like an icy fist. Her instincts screamed at her to run, but her feet felt glued to the spot. However, Max did not hesitate. In an instant, he moved in front of her, standing firm, ears perked, eyes locked onto threat. A deep, rumbling growl vibrated from his chest, his sharp teeth flashing under the dimming sky. The bikers exchanged amused glances. "Oh, no," Scarface mocked with chuckle. "The little girl's got a guard dog. What's it gonna do, huh? Bark at us." Lily's grip on Max's tightened as she swallowed hard. "You don't know what you're messing with," she warned in a shaky whisper. Snake Tattoo snorted. "What's he gonna do? Bark us to death?" But the moment one of them reached out toward Lily, the air changed. Max sprang into action, his movements swift and precise, years of police training igniting within him. With lightning speed, he lunged at the man's arm, his powerful jaws clamping down with unshakable force. A howl of pain ripped through the night as the biker stumbled backward, his eyes wide with shock. "What the—" Max released him just as another man lunged forward, but the dog was faster. He dodged the attack and slammed into the biker's chest, knocking him off balance and sending him crashing onto the pavement. Panic set in. "This ain't no regular dog," one of the bikers yelled, scrambling backward. "That's a police dog," another shouted in alarm. Max stood his ground, his muscles tense, his sharp teeth bared, ready to fight off anyone who dared come near Lily. Scarface, shaking with rage, pulled out a knife, his grip white-knuckled. "I'm not scared of some mutt," he snarled. Lily gasped, her heart hammering in her chest. But Max was already a step ahead. He recognized the weapon as a threat the moment it gleamed under the streetlight. In a blur of motion, he lunged again, his jaws clamping onto the man's wrist, forcing him to drop the knife with a clatter. With a fierce growl, Max twisted his weight and slammed Scarface onto the ground, pinning him beneath his powerful frame. The distant wail of sirens pierced through the chaos. Someone had called the police. "Cops, we gotta go," one of the bikers shouted in panic. The gang scrambled to their bikes, revving their engines frantically. Max released Scarface just as he bolted, clutching his bleeding wrist. Within moments, red and blue lights flashed across the street as squad cars screeched to a stop. Officers poured out, guns drawn, voices commanding control. "Freeze! Hand where we can see them." The remaining bikers were quickly apprehended, their attempts to flee futile. Cuffs clicked shut, and the reign of terror that had loomed over Willow Creek came to an end that night. Lily, her body still trembling, turned to Max, tears pooling in her eyes. She dropped to her knees and wrapped her arms around his thick neck. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice unsteady. Max licked her cheek, his tail wagging as if to say, "Always." Then a familiar voice called out, "Lily." Officer Parker rushed toward his daughter, scooping her into his strong arms. "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" Tears spilled down her cheeks as she nodded. "Max protected me. Dad." He stopped them all. One of the officers whistled in amazement. "That's one heck of a dog you got, Parker." Took down 3 gang members like it was nothing. Parker's chest swelled with pride as he ruffled Max's fur. He's not just a dog, he's family. That night, the town hailed Max as a hero. News of his bravery spread, and people spoke of his courage for days. But for Max, none of the fame or recognition mattered. He had only one mission, and it had always been clear: protect Lily, no matter what. And that's exactly what he did. Moral of the story: true courage isn't about size or strength. It's about heart, loyalty, and the unwavering will protect those we love. Even in the face of danger, a faithful friend can be the greatest hero of all.